Hi, welcome to Ida Library Chair Yoga. I am Jessica and I am happy to have you. Hopefully you are coming back again, but if you're new, welcome. Before we get started, make sure, as always, you have a nice sturdy chair. Today we are going to be using ties, so pause the video I'm sure you weren't prepared for this, so pause the video. You can use a necktie, you could use a towel twisted up, you could use a shirt twisted up, which I've done in a pinch before in class when I ran out of ties. You could use a jump rope, use your imagination, but do that, and always have water. Need to stay hydrated. So we will, with that, when you are ready and have what you need, go ahead and push play. And we're going to go ahead and get started. As always, I always start off with our neck stretches and just being still, focusing on that breath. It's good just for us to be slowing down. Even though things are weird right now, we still need to be slowing down and just taking a moment. It's amazing how busy we can be even when there's not things that we should be making us so busy. So with that, we're gonna just start off with some nice easy breathing and then start off with those neck stretches, which are so important. And honestly, your neck stretches, you should be doing those every day at home. You could be doing it while you're having your morning coffee or watching the news. I'm trying to watch so much news. But just really neck stretches, just think about it. We're holding up our head all day long, and then a lot of us have that, get the tension just for the everyday life through the neck and shoulders, but really you need to be stretching out those necks every day, even if you're not doing the rest of that we'll be doing. All right, so as always, both feet can be on the floor. You could put one foot up either way, or you could put both up. If you're gonna do one, when I tell you to, we're gonna switch, or even if you have both, when I say to switch them, you need to switch. It's gonna make a difference on those hips, so you still need to do that. And I always start off with this leg on top, so I'm gonna start right here. Remember, you don't have to have those legs up, but I do want everyone to have a nice tall spine. Roll those shoulders back and down. Hands are just comfortable wherever that is for you. If it's comfortable for you too, close those eyes if you can. I know some people can, it makes them feel uncomfortable. But if it's comfortable for you, try to close those eyes. It'll just help you get settled. You could take those first few breaths in through the nose, out the mouth if you need to. Maybe do that 2 or 3 times. And then when you're ready, just try to breathe in and out through that nose. Just nice deep breaths. You could always be trying to make the inhale a little deeper, all the way down to that belly. Exhale, get all of that air out. We have a tendency not to take the full breath that God intended for us to take. We take shallower breaths. I always say, and I even do it myself even at home, I'll slowly count as I inhale, and then I'll slowly count as I exhale, but I'll add 1 number to that. So if let's say it was a 5, on the exhale it'd be a 6. And then I try to build that number, even if it's just by 1 notch on each end of that. But we really do need to be focusing on our breath. Think about if you have an anxiety attack, or you start feeling anxious, scared, you take shallower and shallower breaths. Just slow down and try to breathe, making that breath a little deeper, longer. We'll just take 1 more breath here. Exhale, we're going to drop that head over to one side. Just nice and easy. You need to be thinking about, with every breath, that ear is just getting a little closer to that shoulder. So with every breath, just feel a little more stretch along that neck. take 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. On the exhale, we're going to rotate down. Head is still tilted. We're rotating down to look at that elbow. Just nice and easy. You could keep it right here, or after 2 or 3 breaths, you could add the twist. Up to you. Maybe you usually add the twist. If you don't want to today, that's okay. Every day is a different day, a new day. We'll just take 1 more breath here. On the exhale, we're going to rotate up nice and easy. Pause at that side position if you need to. Just a slight little gaze up. You could be trying to get that out, just a slight more twist. It's not a huge movement though. Just 1 more breath. We don't hold this one as long. Exhale, roll that chin around to the chest. Just pausing right there. Nice deep breaths. With every breath, feel like that forehead's sinking down so that chin's getting closer to the chest. And with every inhale, feel that rib cage expanding, opening up those ribs. Exhale, it's coming back in. Still taking those nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more breath. Exhale, slowly lift that chin for the ceiling. Trying to let that head fall back as best that you can. Remember, you can always put those hands up on the shoulders for support. Try to keep the shoulders softened. They want to creep up. Keep them nice and softened. Only 1 more breath here. Exhale, look through the center. Switch those legs. If you have one up or both, we're switching. Okay. Bring that head center, and then we're just going to slowly drop it over to the other side. Maybe taking notice of how this side feels different than the other. Just feel like that head is melting down towards that shoulder. One more breath here. Exhale, we're going to rotate down to look at that elbow. Same as the other side. You can keep the gaze right there, or after 2 or 3 breaths, add the twist. Always do start off with at least gazing at the elbow first before you add the twist. Kind of getting settled right there before you go deeper. Take 1 more breath. When you're ready, exhale. Remember, you don't need to be matched with my breath exactly. Just when you're ready. Make sure you're not leaning out. I can tell I'm leaning out. Straighten up that spine. One more breath. Exhale, roll that chin around to the center. And then we're going to look up through the center, nice and easy. Always moving slow. Shrug the shoulders if you need to. All right, we're going to go ahead and put those feet down on the floor. Scoot out to the edge. We're going to go right into rubbing that bowl just to start loosening things up. So walk those feet out nice and wide. You could be moving those feet exaggerated to get out in position. You do need to be out at the edge of that seat though to be able to fully get the full movement of this. So real nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. We're going to rub that bowl to start. So nice and easy. Remember, you're making that circle. You're deciding what angle your bowl is at. Everyone's going to be different. Stretch at the back though. You're curving the spine, tucking the chin, stretching through the arms. Keep going. Nice and easy. Top of the head is trying to shoot for the floor, getting it as low as you can if you can. If your head's nowhere near, maybe it's out here, that's perfectly fine. Keep going. 2 more this direction. Make sure you're getting that full circle on the back side though. Don't skip out on that. Make that full circle. Last one this way. Give the stretch at the back though. We're going to change direction. Keep going. Always give that pause at the back. One more. Make that full circle though. Pause at the back. Come on up, nice and easy. All right, walk those feet together. Not together, I take that back. Coming straight off those hips. Don't bring those feet all the way together. Grab that tie or whatever it is you're using. Really, you could use a towel, shirt. I mean, there's just so many options of what you could use. All right, so go grab a hold of that tie. I'd like for you to be out at the edge of that seat. I want you to be really nice and tall. We're gonna hold this nice and tight so there's no slack in it, nice and tight. You could wrap those hands if you'd like. I usually do on this one, but that is up to you. You don't have to. I want you to keep that really nice and tight. You're really engaging these arm muscles as we're doing this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna touch that outside of that knee. We're gonna start off real nice and tall, shoulders are softened. We're gonna make a really tall arch as high as we can stretch it up. And then we're gonna touch back where the seat and the back of the chair come together, and we're gonna pause and go back. The gaze is always gonna be on whichever hand is leading, so it's gonna be changing. So my gaze is on this hand to start, nice and easy. I am stretching up so high I almost could feel like I could pop up out of my seat. Pause. Now my gaze is going to be on this hand. Just nice deep breaths. At the top of that arch, you should really feel that little bit of extra stretch through your rib cage, your spine, your belly. Just hold it right here. Maybe you can't touch the back of the chair and you're out here more. That's perfectly fine. One more time. Try to reach up those hands up just a little bit higher. You're adding that twist, you're getting a little bit of a twist. You're just holding it there for a moment. Pause. Other side. I feel like sound like fireworks are going off over here with all my popping and cracking. Holy moly. All right, nice and tall. Gaze is always on that leading hand. Slow and controlled. You're keeping that nice and tight, engaging those muscles. Nice deep breaths. We're going to go back there one more time. Always touch back, pause. Let that go. Shrug those shoulders if you need to. All right, drop that tie for just a minute. We're going to walk those feet back out. We're going to draw that circle with those fingertips. This is a good one just to get us stretched all over. We're going to take a nice deep inhale, Stretch way, way, way up. You should feel that extra stretch in your belly, your spine, your rib cage. Exhale, we're gonna draw that circle. So go as deep as you can. Bend those elbows if you can to go as deep as you can. Top of the head is trying to shoot for the floor. Once again, everyone's gonna be different on how low they can go. You just do you, I'll do me. Nice deep breaths though. Every time around, I want you to try to be growing that circle. So maybe those fingertips just get a hair farther. Don't go so far though that that sits bone on that side is gonna pop up. One more this way. Slow and controlled, not going fast. You're not using that momentum to go. Still give that pause, stretch up, go the opposite way. Nice and easy. Especially if you are stretching a little bit more out to the sides, you're going to really feel that through your rib cage. Two more. And then we're going back to the tie again. Always give that pause, stretch up. Last one. Make it a good one. Nice and easy. Stretch way up, bring those arms down. As always, feel like someone's pulling you in opposite directions. Nice and easy. Walk those feet together. Not all the way, just coming straight off those hips. Pick up that tie. We're going to take 2 nice deep breaths. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way up. Exhale. Palms could be up or down. You could change the direction if you'd like, but you really need to feel like someone's pulling you in opposite directions. Shrug those shoulders if you need to, roll them back. All right, grab a hold of that tie. We're going to work those shoulders a little. Have those legs just coming straight off those hips. All right, we're going to keep this. Don't wrap your hands this time. You need to be able to possibly slide them here in a moment, so don't wrap if you did on the last one. We're going to work those shoulders a little bit. It's going to really pull across the front of that chest too on this one. You're going to feel it through your arms. So here we go. We're going to be up nice and tall. Shoulders are softened. We're going to keep this tight still though. No slack in it. Nice and tight. So you're still engaging those arm muscles too. Nice deep inhale. Stretch those arms out as far as you can, but that spine is staying right where it is. Pause. Exhale. Stretch those arms out in front of you as far as you can, but don't move that spine. It needs to stay right where it is. One more. We're going to go hold it here. Exhale, just relax. As you exhale, inhale, stretch way up. Pause, exhale. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. One more. Exhale, bring those arms, stretch them out in front of you as far as you can. You should really feel that through the tops of your shoulders, your arms. All right, we're going to open it up. This is when you're going to really feel it in your chest. So this is when we're going to try to get those hands back as far away from us as we can. So if you need to start opening them up wider, so that's why we're not twisting. We're going to just slide across that tie. All right, here we go. Nice deep inhale. Pause. We're going to exhale. Open that up. So I'm really stretching those arms way out, but I'm trying to get my arms back as far away from me as I can, and now I'm going to use that tie. You should really be feeling that stretch through your chest. Just breathe right here. Trying to have the shoulders scrunched up, have them softened. 2 more breaths. I know this is a deep stretch. 1 more breath. Exhale. Stretch those arms up and way out in front of you. Don't lean forward, keeping that spine nice and tall right where it is. Ooh, it's a deep stretch. Shrug those shoulders out. So do those chicken wings, roll those shoulders, think about making really big circles back. All right. We're going to go into a spinal twist, back to that tie again. All right. So this time we've done this before. If you have not before, we're doing the twist. Some of you like to have those arms out. I personally normally have my one hand on the chair, one on my leg to give me a little twist. This time we're going to be keeping hold of that tie nice and tight, still once again engaging those arm muscles. We're going to lift up and we're going to be nice and tall. You need to be very far out on the edge of that chair so you have some space, and we're going to hold that right here. The whole time we're keeping that nice and tight, no slack in it. And we're going to hold it right here. You're going to really feel that through your arms, especially because we're holding it, but we're also, just like a normal twist, gaze is getting back as far as we can, and do not let the chin drop down. Always think about, we want that nice tall spine, which comes all the way up through into the neck. Want that nice straight line. All right, grab a hold. If you want to, I'm going to twist mine, but you do not have to do that. All right, here we go. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way up. Feel that through your rib cage. Pause, and then exhale. We're going to add that twist. Arms are coming down. Just breathe right here. Keep that nice and tight. Get that gaze back as far as you can, and do not let the chin drop down. Shoulders are softened. Two more breaths. One more breath. Exhale, stretch those. You're reversing right out of it. And then come on down, nice and easy. Shrug the shoulders if you need to. Other side, same thing. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way up, pause. Exhale, get that twist. So get that gaze back as far as you possibly can. Hold that nice and tight. Don't let the chin drop. Just breathe right here. One more breath. Exhale when you're ready. You're reversing right out of it. Nice. All right. All right, and now we're going to start, go ahead and let that tie go. We're going to go ahead and start stretching those legs a little bit, and then we're going to use the tie for our legs. All right, so sit up really nice and tall, shoulders are softened. We are going to bring that leg up. Now, you might not can get your leg up here, perfectly fine. You may have to start with that foot down on the floor. Regardless of where that leg's going, everyone's going to flex that foot, try to spread your toes out and pulling them back. So if maybe you can get it up a little bit higher, then hold on to your leg or the pant, whatever. And then if you're able to, if that leg will come up to the chest, start bringing it out to the side a little bit and try to pull it back. Grab a hold of that foot any way that you possibly can to help it. You should be taking some nice deep breaths. Only one more breath here. Exhale, round around that leg. So even if it's over here to the side, just round that spine forward. Even if you're down here, everyone's rolling those shoulders forward, rounding the spine and tucking the chin. Really think about those shoulders trying to roll forward, curving forward. You're going to really feel that stretch through your spine. But try to bring that leg back as much as you can. One more breath. Exhale, come up nice and easy. Now we're going to really work that hip. And you're going to need to do this here in a moment when we use that tie. So really make that circle as big as you possibly can right now. That foot is still flexed, toes are still coming back, and straighten up that spine. We are slouchy people. We like to stay slouchy. So straighten up that spine. Even I do it. So straighten up that spine. Really big circles. Other direction. Help that leg if you need to make it a little bigger. If I did it on my own accord, I would not do my circle as big, so help that leg out, lift it up a little bit. One more for good measure. All right, roll that foot around, point and flex, move it every which way. And then maybe go back to something you've already done. All right, other leg. Nice and tall. Remember, you could be right here or anywhere through here, but if that leg will come up to the chest, start bringing it out to the side. Nice deep breaths. You could always close those eyes if you'd like when we're doing any of these stretches, if it helps to relax you a little bit. Two more breaths. One more on the exhale. We're going to round everything over regardless of where your leg is. Really roll those shoulders forward, curve that spine, tuck the chin. Nice deep breaths. One more breath. Exhale, very slowly, come on up, nice and easy. Get those, straighten up the spine. Shoulders are softened, work that hip. Now we're gonna be pulling that leg out to the side. We're gonna be doing some stuff with those legs, so really work that hip right now. There's a purpose for this. One more this way, then we'll switch. Other direction. One more, last one. All right, keep the spine nice and tall, roll that foot around, point and flex, move it every which direction. Okay, we're gonna go right into, we're gonna do a couple forward folds over to stretch these legs out a little more, and then we're gonna start with the ties, stretching our legs. So come out to the edge of that seat if you're not already, flex that foot, toes are trying to come back. We're gonna have that nice straight leg to start. When you go to fold, it's probably gonna bend a little, perfectly normal and fine. Just breathing right there. All right, nice tall spine, shoulders are softened, nice deep inhale. Exhale, we're gonna hinge forward. Keep that flat back as long as you can. When you get to your point, then you can curve to finish folding over. Just some nice deep breaths. Remember, you could be holding onto your foot, the leg, the floor, whatever you prefer. Try to let the head fall. It's a weight, so it's just helping with the stretch. But if you get dizzy, instead of dropping the head, keep your gaze about a foot in front of your foot. And if you get lightheaded or dizzy. Nice deep breaths right here. Take one more breath. Exhale. We're going to stack those vertebrae. Head's the last thing to come up. Nice and easy. Remember, we're folded over and we're just stacking up nice and slow. All right, here we go. Other side. Same thing. Really flex that foot. Even right now, I can feel that up the back of my leg, just flexing my foot before we've even gone into the forward fold. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Exhale, hinge from those hips. Then when you get to your point, curve the spine to finish folding over. Two more breaths. One more breath. Exhale when you're ready. Stack the vertebrae, nice and easy. Slow, slow, slow. Shrug the shoulders if you need to. All right, we're gonna start with those ties. So grab a hold of that tie and we're gonna start with those legs. So this is what I always say when we do the ties. You're gonna know, you need to be pushing yourself and doing the best of your ability. And if you are, you're gonna feel it tomorrow. You're gonna be a little bit sore. If you don't feel sore tomorrow, then you weren't pushing it to your best, I guess would be the best way of saying that. So, all right, here we go. Nice deep inhale, but it'll be perfectly normal if you feel a little something in your legs tomorrow. All right, be out at the edge of that seat, or actually maybe scoot back just a smidge, just not all the way back though. All right, so to start with, we're gonna all have that foot flexed and toes are coming back. We're gonna have that nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. We're gonna take a breath in, we're gonna lift that leg up. We're only going hip height. Even if you think you can go higher for this first one, we're just keeping it hip height. So just stay right there. Maybe for you, you don't even get that high, that's fine too. That would just be what you're gonna work at. All right, you hold on to the tie however you'd like, just don't round that spine. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift that leg up, only hip height. Flex that foot. Just breathe right here. You should have a nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. You should be able to wiggle those fingers. You should not be totally relying on those hands holding that leg up. You need to be engaging those leg muscles. Two more breaths. One more breath. Exhale, just slowly bring that down. Other side. All right, here we go. Same thing, nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift that leg up, only hip height, even if you think you can. We're just slowly building our way up. Really flex that foot. Try to spread those toes out. Wiggle those fingers, trying to totally rely on the tie to hold that leg up. Nice deep breaths in and out through that nose. One more breath. Exhale, just slowly bring that down. Okay, back to that other leg again. Gonna try to go up higher. So start off with your hip height, and then little by little with every exhale, if you match it with your breath, it's gonna be easier to go deeper into the stretch. On every exhale, that's when you're gonna try to lift that leg up. You might catch yourself rounding the spine, so don't do that. If you start to notice the spine and you can't straighten up, that means you need to bring your leg down just a little bit. All right, here we go. Once again, you could hold on to that leg however you'd like. When I start going up higher, I hold it on separately versus together, but that is up to you. All right, nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift that leg up, just starting off hip height, little by little. With every exhale, you're bringing it up a little higher. Keep that spine nice and tall. If you're holding the tie with two hands like I'm doing now, I find it easier to keep us straight back because I'm kind of tucking in those elbows to my rib cage and I'm pulling them back. And clearly you're gonna have to rely on this tie to lift that leg up higher. One more breath. Exhale, slowly bring it down, nice and controlled. Don't just let it flop down. Be nice and controlled. Other side. Nice tall spine. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lift that leg just hip height to start. Every exhale, go higher. So maybe with you, if you can't even get your leg hip height to start, you still, for wherever your point is, keep trying to go a little bit higher. Remember, don't round that spine though. So I could lift my leg up higher if I round it, but that's a no-no. It's a deep stretch. It might feel a little uncomfortable. Just breathe through it. One more breath. Exhale. Slowly drop that foot down, nice and easy. Shrug those shoulders. All right, wiggle those fingers out if you need to. I know for me, I had like a death grip on there, so wiggle them out, jazz hands, do whatever feels good for you. When we're all done with these, we'll do some of the stretching out the hands and forearms too. Wiggle those fingers. Okay, go back to that other leg. we're gonna open it up to the side. So if you need to, this chair is much narrower, so I don't have to scoot over too much. We're gonna lift that leg out to the side. So here's the thing. I want you just to open that leg. We're gonna just, wherever you kind of land, that's where you're gonna breathe. We are gonna come back to it and try to go deeper, but right now I just want you to breathe right there. Don't try to push it right away. And I say that because some of you like to, right out of the gate, push it. Don't do that. Just breathe right there. Keep that nice tall spine though. Shoulders are gonna be softened. You're clearly gonna have to rely on that hand to hold that leg up, and I just use one hand. So I actually hold onto the chair with the other side, but that is up to you, how you want to do that. I'm not sure how I should do this. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to take a nice tall spine as always. I hope you probably hear this in your sleep. Straighten the spine, shoulders are softened. Nice deep inhale. Exhale. Lift that leg up. All right, here we go. We're going to open it up, nice, slow and controlled. Nice and easy. Just breathe right here. I'm going to actually start holding on a little bit lower out there. I'm not trying to push it back though. If you feel any cramping, slightly bring it in just a little bit. Just breathe right here. I know we're holding this for a little bit. One more breath. You can do it. Exhale. I was getting some cramping for sure on this side. Bring that in, nice, slow and controlled. And sometimes you'll open it up this way and it's this side that cramps. There's just no rhyme or reason to it. All right, here we go. Same thing. Take that nice deep inhale. Exhale, bring that leg up just hip height and then slowly bring it out. See wherever you just feel like your natural spot is. Just breathe right here. It should be back enough though that you can feel that stretch in that inner thigh. Flex that foot, toes are trying to spread out and come back. Don't round that spine, nice and tall. Just breathe right here. I can really feel that, the whole length of that inner thigh. Starting to cramp on this side too. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale, slow and controlled. Bring it forward and then bring it on down. Wiggle those fingers because we're going out again. Maybe do those bear claws. Wiggle those fingers. Okay. Back to the other side. All right, here we go. So for this one, we're going to open it back up again. On every exhale, you're going to try to go back a little bit farther. So this one play around with because honest to goodness, it just depends on what I've been doing and how my days, how I'm feeling that day. But sometimes actually lifting it up a little higher, I can get it back farther, but sometimes that doesn't work and I need to actually go lower than hip height to open it up more. I don't really care about the height, so I don't care if it's hip height or what, that's where our starting point will be. I want you just to be getting that leg back as far as you can. And it's gonna get uncomfortable, so focus on your breath. Think happy thoughts, rainbows and sprinkles. All right, here we go. Nice tall spine, shoulders are softened. Nice deep inhale when you're ready. Exhale, lift that leg up and then slowly bring it out. Now on every exhale, you're gonna try to go back a little farther. It's gonna get uncomfortable. I'm telling you that right now. Now I'm doing where I'm cramping on the totally opposite side. Nice deep breaths. Oh, now they wanna be matching. They're cramping on both sides. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale, slow and controlled. Bring that down. Nice, good job. Oh gosh, my hips are even making crazy noises. My age is showing. All right, here we go. It's not fun getting older. All right, we're gonna take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lift that leg up. and slowly bring it out. Little by little. So this leg here should not be following. If that leg is following, you're not getting the stretch over here. This leg needs to stay right where it is. Yep, I'm going to try going a little bit lower and see if that helps. Nice deep breaths. One more breath. Slow and controlled. It's not just flopping around or swinging around. Nice, slow and controlled. All right, let's just take 2 nice deep breaths. Nice deep inhale. Stretch way, way, way up. Pause, exhale. You could be switching those palms. You could be doing your Spider-Man hands right now. You decide. I am going to do my Spider-Man. I feel like I've had a paintbrush in my hand all week and my hands are killing me. Shrug those shoulders. All right. Wiggle those fingers a little bit more if you need to. All right. So now we're going to go bring that leg up to the front again, one at a time. So before we lifted the leg up and we were keeping the nice tall spine and we were just trying to lift that leg up and up and up. We're going to do it slightly different. This time we're going to have that leg just shooting straight off that hip. And on this one, we're going to try hinging from our hip. So this would be equivalent to on a mat class when both feet are out in front of you and you're trying to keep that flat back leaning over. So I highly recommend you hold on to the tie, whatever works for you. Everyone's going to be different on what this is. For me, I do the same thing where I don't hold it together. I hold them separate. I tuck in those elbows to my rib cage and I pull back with those arms because it's pulling my shoulders back. It's going to keep me from rounding my spine. Because if my arms are out here, we just naturally want to round and start scrunching. It's just our natural way of responding to that. So I recommend doing that, but you do whatever works for you. All right, here we go. Start off with whichever leg you'd like to start with. All right. So also too, we're trying to have off the hip height, but if you're not there yet and you need to be down lower, you may even have to have that heel resting on that floor, which is fine. You could still be hinging from the hips and keeping the flat back. So you do, or maybe it's right here. You decide. Don't feel you always have to do exactly what I'm doing. All right, let's take a nice deep breath. Exhale, we're going to lift that leg up, hip height. You grab the tie however you like. Make sure you're keeping that nice tall spine. And with every exhale, you're just going a little bit more. If you match it with your breath, it's going to be easier to go a little deeper. And I'm going to be honest, it may look like you're hardly moving at all if someone looked at you, or maybe not at all, but you can feel that you are. Maybe flex that foot a little bit more. That's going to make it a deeper stretch too. Focus on that breath. I know this can get uncomfortable, so just nice deep breaths. Two more breaths. One more breath. On the exhales, when you're going to slowly come on up, nice and easy. Drop that foot. Other side. All right, same thing. Get ready for that. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, bring it up. Hip height if you can, but if you can't, that's okay. Don't round that spine. If you rounded, you could come down much farther, and I get that it would look like you're doing really magical things, but you're not. You're not getting that deep stretch. Pull those elbows back, it'll help. Focus on that breath. I know this can get uncomfortable. You can do this. Two more breaths. One more breath. Exhale. Slowly bring that foot down. All right. Wiggle those fingers if you need to. I'm guessing you probably do. grab that palm. We're still going to be doing some arm stretches, but I'd like to take a moment just to stretch out these forearms and these hands since we were doing that. So remember, pull back on that palm. Remember, this one you should be doing every day. Nice deep breaths. All right, really big fingers, as big as you possibly can. Think of those jazz hands. Really spread them out and then go right back down the line. Grab that palm. So we're pulling back. I want you to really be thinking about those deep breaths. So even now on the inhale, you could be thinking about that rib cage expanding, opening up those ribs. One more breath. All right, wiggle those fingers again. Other side. Grab the palm. Pull, pull, pull. You should still have a nice tall spine right now though. Your shoulders should still be softened. All right, really big fingers, as wide as they'll possibly go. Right back down the line. Grab the palm again. All right, wiggle those fingers. All right, we're gonna do some more stretching with those arms with the tie. And then I think this will be the last thing we're doing with the ties today. All right, so I want everyone to lift up, put the tie in your right hand. You're gonna have a little tail out the front and the rest of it's just gonna be hanging behind you. Still nice tall spine, shoulders are relaxed. All right, we're gonna bring that hand as if it's at the back of the neck to start with. It's not gonna stay there, hopefully. If you can, bring that elbow in. Imagine you're laying down sleeping with your arm tucked under. Not that I ever do that, but you know, in the movies they do. So tuck that elbow in. If you can't get that elbow in and you're out here still, that's fine, but you're gonna work at bringing that elbow in. All right, that left hand is just gonna go behind your back. Find that tie, it's hanging out back there. Now, I want you to use that tie, so that top hand can now start moving. I want you to little by little, so I should just turn around so you can see me. So little by little, you're gonna use that tie to try to get those hands closer and closer together. Your hands may be a mile apart, that is okay. If you can, eventually, you're going to try hooking those fingers together. Now I will say that normally, oh, my stomach's growling. You probably, whatever hand is dominant, when it's on top, we're going to breathe one more breath here. Exhale. When your dominant hand is on top, you probably can get those hands much closer together. I'll show you my other, I can get my fingertips just barely together on that side. On the reverse side, my hands are so far apart. So don't, that's typically what happens. I do have one of our regulars in class that she can on both sides clasp those hands together. And she doesn't feel it's a deep stretch at all because she's just that loose through there. All right, so straighten up that spine nice and tall. Shoulders are softened, little tail out the front. We're got it in the left hand now, the long one's hanging in the back. Bring that hand down to the neck, bring that elbow in, and then bring that arm around. So I will show you once I get mine to where it's gonna go. So this is as far as mine will go now on this side. The other side I can touch my fingers. So don't feel bad if one side is way better than the other. Just breathe right here. I know too, like we sometimes have a tendency to want to like scrunch down, but keep that nice tall spine. Just breathe right here. You may even have a little cramping. I do in my right arm right now, but it's okay. I'm gonna live. Just breathe through it. Little by little, you could be trying to get those hands a little bit closer. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Exhale, let that go. Ow, ow, ow. Shrug those shoulders if you need to. Yowzer. Shrug those shoulders, making those really big circles with those shoulders. All right, we're gonna take 3 nice deep breaths. Palms are gonna face each other. Stretch way up, palms out. Get those hands back behind you. 2 more. One more. It should feel good through those arms, the shoulders, just to be, we're stretching them a little more, but it's kind of working out what we were just doing, so that should feel good. Shrug those shoulders. I think we're gonna go just a little bit deeper with our arms and then we'll slow it down. I wanna do one last stretch with our arms. So open up those palms, thumbs are up, palms are out. Flex those wrists as if those fingertips are trying to shoot towards each other. If you're out at the edge of your seat, you could be using the back of your seat to try to get those arms closer. Just breathe right here and really try to push that chest plate out. Remember, this one's a heart opener. Breathe right here. One more breath. Exhale. I want everyone to bring that right arm on top, so that means the left leg is on top. Might be your ankles, maybe you're crossed right here, or maybe you're able to cross and then twist that around. Okay, I want you to bring the right arm, just move it over to as far to the left as you can. Bottom arm is coming up, and then maybe yours just comes up here, but if you're able to, wrap around the best that you can. And if you can't even do this, that's fine. You could just be right here. You decide, but we're gonna just breathe right here. Nice deep breaths. If you wanna go deeper, you could lift those elbows up. Deeper yet is to push those forearms away. You should really feel this across the tops of your shoulders, the upper back, through your arms. And even so on top of the shoulders, even kind of going up the neck, you might feel it too. You could always be lifting those elbows a little more and pushing the forearms out a little, trying to go deeper. One more breath. Exhale, slowly let that go. Shrug the shoulders if you need to, unwrap those legs. All right, open it back up again, counter pose. Same thing, fingertips are trying to work towards each other. Little by little. Nice deep breaths. Remember, you can always close those eyes if you need to. We're just gonna slow it down after this and come to a close. So one last hard thing and then we're gonna relax. Nice deep breaths, one more breath. Exhale, so left arm's gonna come on top, which means right leg is on top. You decide what you're doing. So left arm is moving over to the right, so the bottom arm can come up. So really at your elbows is where you're trying to, or just above your elbow there. Wrap it up the best that you can. All right, maybe this is enough for you, but if you want to go deeper, you could raise the elbows up. And then deeper yet is to push the forearms away. You decide. You could be going deeper as you're here. You decide. This is your time, so you get the most out of what you want out of it. One more breath. Exhale, let that go. You unwrap those legs, shrug those shoulders. Nice and easy. So make those really big circles with those shoulders. Really big, scrunch them up, roll them back. Do the chicken wings if you need to. I feel like I'm more exaggerated with it rather than me just doing this. All right, one more, because it feels good. All right, we're just gonna do some cat-cows, but let's take 2 nice deep breaths. Exhale. You decide what those hands are doing. Palms could be facing different directions each time. You could be doing the Spider-Man hands. You decide. Nice and easy. All right, have those legs just shooting straight off those hips. I always like to end with the cat-cows. It's just a nice way to start slowing things down, but it's such a good stretch for that spine. So hands on those knees. Inhale, scoop up. Pause. exhale, roll on through, and then you're going to tuck that chin, curve that spine, stretch through those arms, just hold there for a moment. Remember, we're always holding at the top and the bottom because we want to just stay in that stretch position for just a moment. Every time through, you should be able to feel that that spine is getting looser. That curve's getting a little more exaggerated. So every time you get to the top, try to get that head back just a little bit farther. We'll do that 2 more times, both directions, and then we'll meet in the center. Taking those nice deep breaths in and out through that nose. Okay. Just get settled in your seat, whatever that is for you. Spine's nice and tall, shoulders are softened. Close those eyes if you can. Just want you to sit and be still, just focusing on that breath. I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but I hope that you'll just stay right where you are and just pause the video or let it stop and just enjoy being still for a little bit. I'm going to take one last breath, stretching way up. Palms are going to come together, pausing at the forehead. As always, just remember to keep good, pure thoughts and our focus on Jesus. And then down to our lips, and that's just to make sure nothing but positive things are passing out into the world. And then down to our hearts, and that's just to let His love shine, His light shine for others to see Him. So the light in me honors light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.